this one right here, we didn't got Devilman, Follow No Trend, and you got with the whole just Skevelman, you got the Devilman, but Follow No Trend, you got the No Trend, and with the Follow, and him having this whole, portrait like that, but you got the just Devilman coming into it with the Follow No Trend, and him just having this whole war code, but he got the no trend, like the something no trendy, and you got the Follow with the whole thing, but most with this whole sketchies.
I don't follow no trend like TikTok. They can't make me slow down like a pit stop. I don't follow no trend like TikTok. Don't think you're a big shot. You don't want to get a man vexed or pissed off. Don't chat to me if you're talking feces. Don't talk. I'll leave your body in multiple pieces. I'm a different entity, different species. Now you're gonna find out what a real beast is. Surrounded by serial killers and creatures. Got no emotions.
We said surrounded by creatures and serial killers and all those things, and then like the whole thing just rokumism, like he said, surrounded around creatures, civilians, and all these other things. Like he just said, he just put a whole thing. He said surrounded by creatures, evolutions, and all these other valors. Like he said, surrounded by creatures, all these other things, all these, doses. It's just a lostis.
Now you're gonna find out what a real beast is. Surrounded by serial killers and creatures. Got no emotions in my face, got no emotional features. Standard procedure, make you suffer with an epileptic fit or a seizure. Sharp like a meat cleaver. You don't wanna catch this fever. I only look forwards, I'm not into no throwbacks. Get to know that I'm from Birmingham, not from Slovak. If you can't pay, I'll take it away. Trust me, you ain't getting no dough back. I'm not trying to be losing, they don't wanna see me win like Kodak. Take away the stress like a Prozac. I'm old school like a blowback. Way back when I never had no racks. I always spit fire in the booth, not behind bars like Joe Black. So if you want a verse or a feature, then you gotta pay me a whole stack. I don't follow no trend like TikTok. They can't make me slow down like a pit stop. Seal off the thing like a zip.
Ooh, they can't make him slow down just like a piss pot. And he said take away the stress, just like it was some off of some other tools. Just like he said, take away that cynical and that whole thing. Like he said, take away that stress from some, it's like they say, doing all this other stuff. And he said, just like off some other, Rose and Mick, like he put in a whole thing and just the relics and the most relic-ific and the just the relics.
Like disrespect, you get fried like a chip shop. Don't think you're a big shot. You don't wanna get a man vexed or pissed off. I don't follow no trend like TikTok. They can't make me slow down like a pit stop. Seal off the thing like a ziplock. Disrespect, you get fried like a chip shop. Don't think you're a big shot. You don't wanna get a man vexed or pissed off. What do you know about grease? No antifreeze. Hot like 100 degrees. Still connected overseas. Blow with the wind and breeze. This one's gonna go viral. Spread around like a disease. Me and my people stick together like Siamese. Life is dirty like rats and fleas. I used to sell shit to cats and fiends.
We said life is dirty just like raps and themes and the whole thing. Then he said the Pyrex and these whole things is gonna get, Scroodle burn. Hey, Scroodle burn. Like he said, with the fleas. He said fleas too. Like he said life is like a fleas and ticks and all these other things. Like he said, he coming around with it with a thing like just a whole just roll of it. Like he said, fleas and roots and all these other things and these main, sporcles and lacros.
Bagging up drugs in flats, cutting up crack. Trust me, the flats went clean. Seen someone overdose at 13. It is what it is, ain't no in between. My life is a horror movie, like Friday the 13th or Halloween. Time to release some anger, time to release some pain. I'm still burning the flame, thunder, lightning and rain on your whole campaign. There's still a few things in life that I wanna obtain. And if anybody gets in my way, I might have to do some things that are inhumane. fuck all the hate and jealousy. I make things work like chemistry. I've got the formula and the recipe. Raising up the intensity. I'm still.
Oh, he said raising up the tempesty, and he said I make them twerk just like it was some crackle seed. Like, whoo, that whole thing right there. Like he said, you know, with the whole thing, like that was a exclusive right there. He said something else. Like he said, make it all, you know, Ramesses and the whole thing. Like he said, and the whole thing is just coming around, just Ellisism. Like he said, you know, he got the whole thing like on another vertical, like another Vrustus coming from another side of it. Like he said, you know, coming from his own side, like his, you know, his particular skull mix and these whole things, like just seeing it how it is and seeing how the whole just low things.
Still got a few messed up things stored in my memory. I don't follow no trend like TikTok. They can't make me slow down like a pit stop. Seal off the ting like a ziplock. Disrespect, you get fried like a chip shot. Don't think you're a big shot. You don't wanna get a man vexed or pissed off. I don't follow no trend like TikTok. They can't make me slow down like a pit stop. Seal off the ting like a ziplock. Disrespect, you get fried like a chip shot. Don't think you're a big shot. You don't wanna get a man vexed or pissed off.
Oh, he said sing like a ziplock. Hey, he said sing like a ziplock. You know them ziplocks, and he said, you know, ain't no trend just like TikTok. Ooh, ain't no trend just like TikTok with the whole thing, him having his whole thing. But he said sing like it was like a ziplock, like they got a zip on it, and you put the little ziplock and everything else. But you know, with the whole thing, you got the Devilman coming into it, and especially with his, you know, just this one, like he said, no trend, like. It's not a trendy thing like he said, like on some, you know, TikTok stuff, but it's not follow no trend and his whole thing, like especially with his whole thing coming into it, and his whole thing just remalism and the whole thing just taking, you know, taking Costas and all that other stuff, but with his whole thing, make sure you guys like, comment, everything else, and with this whole just left is this.